Reverend Mike Valentine. I'm the senior pastor here at the First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ in Bellefontaine, Ohio. October 28 was a Saturday. The fire occurred sometime in the middle of the night. Of course, we did not know because our alarm system did not indicate that there was a fire. And so Sunday morning, we came into the church at our usual time, about 8:30, and as soon as we opened the front doors, of course, smoke comes billowing out, and so we immediately called the fire department because we thought at that time the church was still in fire. Once we got in, however, we discovered that the fire had already extinguished itself, but there was considerable smoke still in the building. Within moments after calling the fire department, I contacted our insurance agent, Tim O'Reilly of Hill and Hamilton. He arrived on site within 15-20 minutes after that call, and together was here assessing the situation, trying to determine what our need was at the time.
We got the call on this fire. When we turned the claim in, we asked the church if they had any restoration company that they wanted to use, and they had none. They were relying on us, so we recommended Kuzno Restoration at that time. We contacted Kuzno on Monday morning, and within a few hours, Eric Martin of Kuzno Restoration met Pastor Mike and I here at the church. And at that point in time, Eric basically got the ball rolling as far as his team coming in. He made a number of phone calls, and then the next day, he had approximately 20-some people here on site to start the process.
We were concerned primarily about getting our preschool back up and running because that is one of our chief ministries here, and that the full, complete restoration was done in such a timely way that we were able to conduct our holiday services.
Pastor Mike and I agreed on a game plan and developed a process that needed to happen to meet their expectations. I immediately contacted all of my people, including our cleaning technicians, our remediation technicians. We brought in our own electricians, our own plumbers, to bring them all on site so that way we could communicate together to make sure that we got the project completed by their deadline.
The group that came in under Eric's leadership were very cordial and sensitive and professional in their work. They were very thoughtful of our concern and immediately began work out in the areas that would have directly affected the preschool, ensuring us that once the areas were clean and disinfected, that the kids would be able to return to school safely and securely, while the rest of the process of restoration would be handled.
We worked tirelessly over the weekend and over the course of the next 7 days to get the daycare back up and running within a week. We had to meticulously clean every aspect of the church, structure and contents, including everything here in this sanctuary, the organ, the pipes, the intricate trim, the stained glass, right down to this pew. The soot was everywhere, including all over the dome over the sanctuary. We needed to remove the pews within the sanctuary in order to set up scaffolding to safely clean the dome. One of the items in particular that we had to restore was a quilt that was hand-stitched by the pastor's wife and several other members of the congregation. It portrays the history of the church, previous buildings, and it was the one symbol that documented the history of this church.
There's so many questions during a claim, when claims happen, and they were right there to be able to answer any of those questions and ease the mind of Pastor Mike and the church. I can't express enough how much we appreciate it from an agency standpoint, knowing that our insureds are going to be taken care of, and we've got that comfort level with Kuzno.
Kuzno Restoration Services certainly made it a lot easier on us all. We were able to have an occasion whereby we could rejoice in the beauty of the church as it was originally intended, thanks in large part to the efforts and efficiency of Kuzno Restoration.